When it comes to money, no one is completely sensible. Even though we feel it would be in our best interests, we don't make and stick to a budget or save money every payday. We know we need a financial plan, but we put it off because we don't want to put the effort into it. It's important to consider money as a partner with whom you have a complicated connection. Your money, and by extension your personal finances, is a complex of data points, difficulties, and opportunities that you circle around, interact with, and have sentiments about. You make financial decisions that have an influence on your financial condition, which in turn has an impact on your sentiments and future actions. It's also a relationship that lasts a lifetime. If you want to learn how to have a positive relationship with money and never again be broke, make sure to watch this video till the end. Don't forget to like and subscribe if this information is of value to you. However, there are three key things in life to keep in mind to maintain the psychology with our personal relationships regarding money: emotions, anxiety, and our past. Emotions play a huge role since they essentially control what we end up doing. Anxiety can make us unsure about decisions and prevent us from taking bigger decisions swiftly and effortlessly. And if your past or family's past somehow prevents you from taking certain decisions, that could also greatly hurt your psychological relationship with money. Fear, guilt, humiliation, and jealousy are the most powerful emotions when it comes to money. It's important making an effort to become conscious of your emotions, particularly those related to money, since if you're not aware of them, they are likely to overpower reasonable thinking and drive your actions. What exactly are you terrified of? The possibilities are as varied as the stories themselves. The fear of not having enough, the fear of seeming ignorant, the fear of inspiring jealousy, and the fear of being exposed or humiliated when your credit card is declined at the cashiers with a long line of people waiting behind you. These are all frequent worries. Shame and guilt are not the same thing. Guilt is a feeling elicited when you let yourself down or fail to live up to your own idea of what's right, whereas shame is an emotion evoked when you let yourself down or fail to live up to your own sense of what's right. You could feel bad because you have more money than your pals, or because you haven't been very charitable, or because money has come to you too readily. One of the most prevalent and powerful emotions related to money and personal economics is shame. It's one of the main reasons why people put off doing what they know they should. It's natural to desire to keep a secret about something you're embarrassed of. Just to give you a better understanding, especially since it's very easy to feel like it's normal, even when you have anxiety or shame, feeling like you don't have enough money. Just skipping finance talk in general, or even skipping plans, ignoring all finance-related things. These are all signs that you have shame or anxiety related to money. Heck, even if you spend too much or believe in the idea of retail therapy, the act of buying yourself a little something to boost your mood when you're feeling low, that's definitely anxiety regarding money at work. A vicious loop is created when shame and avoidance interact. When you're feeling ashamed, your natural reaction is to avoid confronting whatever is bothering you. That avoidance in turn leads to further guilt and avoidance. Your taxes are overdue, the next thing you know, and it's been 6 years since you decided to finally arrange that appointment with a financial advisor, and it still hasn't occurred. People who put off dealing with financial obligations are sometimes labeled as procrastinators, with the assumption that they are just lazy or undisciplined. This is derogatory, judgmental, and unhelpful. The psychological mechanics of avoidance are at the root of what we often refer to as procrastination. When confronted with anything that causes worry or discomfort, we're hardwired to use a variety of avoidance strategies. The tough part is that avoidance helps to lessen anxiety in the short term because it works. You're more likely to repeat it in the same situation. Here's how it unfolds. You're thinking about sitting down and taking a hard look at your financial situation and creating a realistic financial plan. But just thinking about it makes your anxiety level rise because you're afraid you will not be able to face the reality that, for example, you have nowhere near enough saved up for your kids' education. That anxiety leads to avoidance. You postpone the task and distract yourself. At that moment, your anxiety level immediately drops, giving you positive reinforcement for the avoidance. You repeat this cycle over and over, but each immediate drop in anxiety doesn't quite bring you back to the previous baseline level of distress. And over time, your overall level of anxiety increases and increases. When confronted with a feared activity, this trend is reversed. As you confront the realities, your anxiety rises briefly. However, if you stick with it, your anxiety level will gradually decrease. To gain from the long-term reduction in worry, you must suffer the short-term rise in distress. The lesson in the end is that reality is always your friend. Envy, greed, overexcitement, and a social psychology phenomenon known as jumping on the bandwagon are some of the other emotions that come into play with money. Some of these are more applicable to professional investment rather than personal money. In their lifetime, 1 out of 3 Americans is likely to suffer from one of the following mental health issues: alcohol use disorder, serious depression, bipolar disorder, or ADHD/ADD. Each of these ailments can have a major financial impact. Excessive consumption of alcohol or other substances causes bad judgment, inattention to finances, job loss, and secrecy. Adults with attention deficit disorder or attention deficit hyperactivity disorder are frequently misunderstood. The name is misleading. They frequently have the capacity to hyperfocus or pay tremendous attention rather than having an attention deficiency, but only to tasks that they are truly passionate about. They have the capacity to filter out the commonplace and monotonous. It's easy to ignore little details and routine duties. Think bills piling up, envelopes unopened. Delegating day-to-day money management is typically the best option for these people. They may nevertheless excel in large-scale planning. Every household has its own unique money psychology. What may be discussed, who should be in charge, what financial duties are given to which gender, and how essential money is or is not are all topics that can be discussed. Furthermore, money-related stories are always a part of a family's identity. Perhaps a serial entrepreneur grandpa lost the family money, causing following generations to be conservative. Or a bride parent was accused of being cheated out of her rightful place in the world. You may have felt pressured to make amends for wrongs committed or suffered by prior generations. You may also feel compelled to reject your family's money attitude. If you're the first in your family to succeed, you may want to focus on helping the rest of the family rather than worrying about your personal financial requirements. Emotion isn't always a terrible thing. It reveals what you're enthusiastic about, what matters most to you. It gives you a sense of vitality. Anxiety isn't always a terrible thing. Anxiety that is mild to moderate is motivating. Use them to take care of whatever you need to take care of, and know that you'll feel better once you've done so. Self-awareness is key. A large part of our emotional environment is unseen. But if you know what to look for and have a pattern for the types of emotions and family tales that might affect your own connection with money, it's not that difficult to gain access. We hope this video helped you out, and we hope this video helped you figure out the concept of the psychology behind money. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe and drop a like. And while you're at it, why not check out our other videos?